I'm Lori Halloway, known as the Meticulous Manicurist on YouTube and an expert in the field of nail technology. And today I'm going to teach you 3 different ways to clean the excess cuticle from around your nails before you do your fill. So stay tuned. I have done absolutely nothing to my nails for at least 2 weeks because I wanted to show you how raggedy people's nails really do get in between fills. The skin on the sides of my nails get especially hard because of holding the cotton ball with the acetone on it, and I'm a little bit allergic to gel polish. It just dehydrates my skin, so it gets really, really hard. Clients have the same issues. But our goal when someone comes in to get their nails filled is to make sure their acrylic doesn't lift and their nails look nice when they leave. So today I'm going to show you 3 different ways, and you can play with them and see which one is easiest for you to remove all of this excess cuticle that is around the nail to prepare the nail plate for acrylic. The first way is manually. So I'm going to do my index finger. I'm just going to use my cuticle pusher. The cuticle is adhered to the nail. You do have to push it back a little bit to expose the remnants of the excess cuticle that is adhered to the nail plate. If you don't do this, the skin that is adhered, can you see this right here? The skin that is adhered to the nail plate, if the acrylic touches any of that, it's going to be just like a vein. The oils from the skin and the surrounding cuticles will seep into this skin and it will go right underneath the acrylic. So this cannot be on the nail at all. So manually, we're going to push back that cuticle to expose that skin. And using my 150 grit nail file, we're going to lightly file the nail plate. Now, while I'm filing, I'm slightly pushing backwards, just slightly, and pushing downwards. And this is going to buff off that cuticle from the nail plate. Now, I usually go for even 5 weeks in between nail fills. I'll just buff them down in between just for time's sakes. And my acrylic nails never lift. Never, ever, ever. After you use the nail file on the skin, if people have any dry skin on their sidewalls, you can use the same file to file that skin to make it nice and smooth. Now, using manual files, the buffer block is going to slightly touch the skin when you're buffing around the nail, and so does the nail file a tiny bit. So usually all the remnants of the excess skin around the cuticle area are removed when doing that. So we don't have to worry very much about people say, well, should you give a manicure before a nail service? No, clients have responsibilities at home to take care of their cuticles in between services. And if they don't do that, they will get some lifting. But it is not your job to add a manicure service to their fill service because they don't take care of their cuticles. Our job is to take care of the nail plate so the acrylic adheres to the nail plate, and while you're filing, some of this dry skin does get removed. The second way is you can use a tiny bit of cuticle remover. Now, if you did do this during your service, I would add a couple of extra dollars to your service because it is a little bit messy. It is going to be a little bit more time consuming, and it, barely takes any product, but you need to charge for your time and for your product. This cuticle remover works very quickly. As you can see, it's only been on there for 20 seconds. And And this cuticle pusher is my Meticulous Manicurist brand, and it has a beveled edge, so it does push back and remove that cuticle from the nail plate very, very easily. If you do this method, you have to clean the nail plate off a couple of times so that that cuticle remover is absorbed from the nail plate. The nail plate is porous, it will retain moisture, so you need to make sure, we'll let it dry, that all of that cuticle remover is evaporated from the nail plate. And then the rest of these little dry bits should get filed away during the filing service when you're doing the nails. And the third way is to use your electric file. Now this is my electric file, and when we're using this, you're going to want to put it on reverse, not forward, reverse for the cuticles. You're going to have your speed all the way to minimum and then go up just like a notch or two. Now this is called the chuck, and a safety feature is that this can be a tiny bit tight. You want to hold it with your left hand, hold the black area where it says R and S in between your index finger and your thumb, and turn to the left. And then you can remove this bit that came inside of it and replace it with the diamond mini cone in medium, and then switch it back to the right because the electric file will not come on if this is not tightened, and that's so the bit does not come out. Now we're going to turn it on. Now, I tried to film this a little bit ago, and my camera cut off, so this one is already done, so now I'm going to do the pinky. So, you've seen some videos probably where they have it on forward and they go from the center to the right, and then they stop and put it on reverse and go from the center or to the left and then the center to the right. Well, what I usually do is I just usually tip it upside down, and then I go up this side and go around. And people ask, well, how do you know when that excess skin is all the way removed? Well, if you stare at this area, you can see like a little white vein, and that is still skin. So you're going to want to just file that off. Now, sometimes people think this might take a little bit longer than using a hand file or the cuticle remover, but if it does a better job of removing that excess nail or excess skin on the nail plate, then it might be worth it taking a couple of extra minutes. You want to be careful not to do too much. You don't want to file a hole in your client's nail. Now, when you get comfortable using an electric file, you can turn it up a little bit higher to like just to the left of center. But this rotation is much faster, and you wouldn't have to go over it as much, but the chance of filing off too much is greater. So it's better to start slow until you get the hang of it before you turn your speed up. And then we'll dust off. So that is 3 ways on how to remove the excess skin that is adhered to the nail plate before you do a nail fill. I hope you guys learned a few things, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to visit my channel. People like you are the reason for my success, and I appreciate it so much. But remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel for all the latest videos. Remember, it is free, and I'll see you next time.